What is going on, guys? True Champ Static here with an absolutely massive Spice Cabinet for you. This is going to be for our event on July 7th, which had a whopping 50 players, guys. So, a lot to go over here. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this and see what we had going on. Minimize this, switch this. Perfect. All right. So, have everything out here for you. Have the top 8 over there. Have the actual breakdown over there. But we had 50 players last night. So, a lot to look at. So, look in here. I couldn't make this any very bigger. Sorry, guys. Um, our actual numbers breakdown. If you want to take a look at that, just pause it, take a screenshot. Most represented decks, Imperial and D Reaper. Right behind it was green, followed by actually red OTK. Did not perform super well, but still lots of representation there. And then, the others were decks that were just one ofs. I can tell you anything spicy. There was a Lord Knight, a Black or Gray, a Gargomon Tribal, a Justimon, a yellow red hybrid, an X Anti, a Mother Setcon, which you can see in the top 8 there, and then one Musketeers. And then this was our top 8. Yellow hybrid took it down, followed by blue Leomon hybrid, Imperial, green green Imperial, yellow, and then Mother D Reaper Setcon. So I did actually do the top 8 deck profiles for you guys this time, so you can kind of see what those were looking like. So we will get rid of all these guys and jump right into them. So real quick, I will just rattle off the names for you guys. So first place was Michael Evans, second place was Adam B, third was Zach Gerard, fourth was Jackson Huang, fifth was Eddie Meza, sixth was Benjamin Thompson, seventh was Bailey Schmelzer, and eighth was Dominic Viola, so that I don't have to keep looking at my phone for you guys. Alright, so first deck, Yellow Hybrid, a little bit of spice with this attack plugin. Um, we've seen the yellow-red variants with Gilmon, Digimon go for Atomic Inferno to get that buff, but this kind of just does the same thing. You can throw it on a Rapidmon and guarantee those 2 checks pretty much, unless you hit an opposing Wyvern's Breath, Eden's Javelin. This list, however, kind of shy on the removal here. Only 2 Edens and 2 Wyverns. Um, which was really shocking when if you watch our finals video that'll also be up. Um, I think he had the Edens or the Wyverns both times to shut out any gas the Imperial player got, so that is actually kind of wild thinking back. But other than that, pretty standard yellow hybrid list, playing Bokomon for some extra search, kind of cut down on the yellow boosts, and pretty standard Tamer lineup. Going into second place, we had a blue Leomon hybrid. Let me make this a little bit smaller for you guys. And here, let me turn myself back over here. There we go. All right. Just in case. So we saw this deck Tuesday night. If you've watched that Spice Cabinet, little bit of variation here. We are playing the one of BT1 Leomon. We did play one Coelamon. I talked to this player after the event. Would drop the Coelamon, add a third Beowulfmon, and some more Bokomons in there. But lots to change about that. But again, solid deck, Leomon and Jerry being a solid addition. I think one game I watched him draw at least 8 extra cards off this Jerry. Card seems really nuts. But yeah, like other than that, your standard blue hybrid package, play Tamers, do things. Third place was Imperial Japan with some spicy red plugin. This was actually in our finals match. We had a 3 undefeated round where the pair down drew, so ended us early. Um, and yeah, so this was in our finals match. Labramon, super great card sneaking into these decks. When you attack with jamming, get a memory, might as well be a Vmon. Can be a little bit better actually because you don't have to unsuspend to get the memory. So these guys will let you go into that dragon mode turn so often. Or, we'll let you do it in conjunction with a Hammer Spark or one of these boosts. So really a big fan of Labramon and these Imperial decks. Playing the Mimi, we've seen this back and forth. Playing red plugin. This has become, I don't want to say standard, because it's definitely not standard, but I've seen it more and more, and I really like it because you throw this on a Paildramon that if they're removal light decks, which are kind of few and far between, but you gotta hope, right? Four checks off of one Pyldramon is kind of insane. If you get that free check off of an XVmon, it's even better. Fourth place, we had Green Hybrid. The new kid on the block. The deck is absolutely nuts. I would probably say it is one of the biggest snowball decks. Like if this deck gets going and you cannot interact and stop them, it is just almost too much to handle. Um, we talked about it on Tuesday, or I don't think we actually talked about it on Tuesday. I'm sorry. Um, the deck has adjusted a little bit. We're now playing, a Shivamon, an Ancient Troy, and an Argo. Um, and if you were in chat with us last night, we actually had Russell, who was the pilot of the deck that won the Ulti Cup last weekend, talking to us about the deck all throughout the night. So we got some really great insight there. But yeah, so this deck's playing 8 Terriermons. I guess we should talk about it a little bit. 8 Terriermons to help fuel this Kalumon and these green rookies. This Terriermon is insane, letting you play all your Tamers for one less. Pokemon for search, Kalumon for added DP and consistency. This deck does play Rapidmon for these Terriermons, but this Kalumon can actually let you trade with, what was that? You go up to 9k. So if you would like to purge, you can trade with anything that is 14k. You Digivolve, put it down to 9. If you have a Calamon in play, you tap, give it that plus 3000 that's hiding on the end there, and just swing. It is absolutely obscene what this card can do in some of these games. Next up in fifth, we have the same deck. I believe the only difference here was we cut the green boost and added a third Pokemon, and then a Shivamon for the Ancient Troymon. So kind of similar decks there. Kind of let you look at this one for just a second before we move on. Is this one also playing one less Kabuterimon and one more Rapidmon? Alright, next up we have Imperial. Pretty similar. This one's playing the Chimeramon over the Dinobimon, and he is playing the Magnamon and the Leomon, as well as that plugin. But other than that, pretty standard stuff. Honestly, in this deck, I might just cut this one of Jamming Vmon for another one of these guys. Card's kind of crazy. So nothing really too crazy out of pocket for Imperial Japan there. Seventh place, we had a yellow hybrid Rapidmon deck, just the addition of 2 Karis. Nothing crazy new here. Your rookies, oh, hold on. Did I import this one wrong? I did import this one wrong. Give me just a sec, guys. What did not take? Oh, hold on, sorry. Let me fix this one. 2 Salamons, 3 Edens, Upamons, 3 Karis, 2 TK Kari, Rainforest, 2 Wyverns, 3 Kaze, 4 Zephyr, 4 Jetsify, 2 Bokos. Sorry, it didn't import some of the cards because I listed them as alt arts. Zoe, 2 Susano, 4 Rapid, 2 Ophanimon, 3 Cody, 1 Kari, and 2 Boost. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Should have paid better attention. But other than that, pretty standard yellow hybrid list. Interesting to only play the 3 Kazumon to give you 7. Feels like it might make your Susanomon turns a little bit harder, but hey, obviously he topped 8. The Kari is good at stopping these aggressive decks. So a really good tech card there if the meta is feeling really aggressive to you. And then the spiciest deck in this whole list, Mother D Reaper Setcon. So this was a list that had a, kind of a flash in the pan kind of thing going for it in the JP meta. Basically, all it's here for is to have an extra body on board that doesn't really do much, but allows you to play Gatekeeper and make Tactical Retreat an absolutely nutty card. Other than that, it is just, the same Setcon deck you've known. The 4 Magnas, Junomon, 3 Avenge Kid, the new tech being the Crimson mode. Yellow Tamers, purple Tamers to make things cheaper, Karis to stop aggression, hard removal spells. This deck is absolutely nuts. We watched it after we watched finals or what would turn out to be finals. This was the table 2 matchup um, versus this blue Leo deck, and it was absolutely obscene watching this guy just grind and grind and grind. Um, so the deck is really cool. Um, might be really weak to that red OTK deck that we saw lots of, um, but the deck looked really cool in action, and maybe something to fear for the rest of the meta if it pops off. So who knows? But that is going to do it for us, guys. This has been Static for your Spice Cabinet, and we'll see you next week.